Welcome back to lesbian relationships in full HD. So, there you go.
Assuming you go for that way.
Well, I do in this game, so yes.
I don't know. I mean, now granted, it feels like that joke works better with the original Life is Strange. Oh, these guys.
Alright.
It was a skill challenge. Potion wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, noob.
It's part of the tabletop game we play.
You wouldn't understand.
It's a tabletop game we play. See, they can say Dungeons and Dragons because copyrights.
You both nerds. I've heard of tabletop games.
Cool.
Got my DVD?
One Blade Runner, director's cut coming right up.
I prefer the final
Don't
cut.
say Blade
Oh yeah, I
Runner.
was just saying about the final cut.
Well, this game takes place in
Someone
okay, so 4 years before,
I think
so
this is
2009.
the
This game takes
first-
place in 2009. Was the final cut available by that point, Pips?
Dream life over real life.
Let me see when they
That's
came
my
out.
motto.
Right on.
Hey, do you know if Rachel's a gamer?
Rachel Amber?
It
You're
came out
asking me?
Didn't you two go out last
in
night? or was it
2007.
just like a
Okay, so I guess Steph is not really up to date with stuff, I guess.
Also, to clarify, Life is Strange Before the Storm actually takes place in 2010.
Is it 2010? Because I heard that the first game takes place in 2013, and this takes place apparently 4 years before. I don't know. Whatever.
I have 50 hours right now.
See,
First
this
year
would be easy.
2010.
This would be easier if the games themselves had some kind of, this takes place in X year, Even the fucking Mega Man games start by literally saying the year that it states, even though it's mostly just X something.
Game on,
But
nerds.
whatever. Okay, so we can choose to either skip or play DnD with them, so let's do that.
But there was only two of them. Like, it's not really a game you can play with just two people. And if you can, it would be very difficult.
Shirai. Just roll with it, okay? Zach is trying to be hip with the nerds. Just let him go.
I'm gonna
Anyway.
double check just in case I'm not being crazy.
Anyway, though, there's a source on the chronological order of stuff. Before the Storm takes place in 2010, and apparently Life is Strange actually takes place
unscarred.
in,
As you enter the final camp,
in
the letter
2014. I guess the reason was because since
Oh,
the
by the
game
way-
aired in 2015, having it be in 2014.
I love how Mikey's shirt says "Cool story, bro."
Circle, foremost advisor to King Tiberius and sworn defender of Averna.
Introduce your character.
Yeah, okay. I'm an elf barbarian named
Okay,
Calamastia.
basically,
Calamastia.
it's incredibly fucking difficult, and just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Well, maybe they don't have anybody else to play with, Shirai. Maybe they don't have any choice.
But you have the one person running the game, and you can't just have one player. This is like,
Well, okay, I guess
this is not a
technically-
good work balance.
I guess technically with the three of them, there are two.
No, with the three of
players?
them, it's fine, but with the two of them just on their own, no.
It says right
I
here,
wonder if they were
Precious
waiting for
King
someone.
Tiberius,
Otherwise, this was
everything
just a
you
contrived
Okay.
scene to make it so that
They were
Chloe could
already
join.
playing. They weren't waiting.
Okay. If I'm going to give the game the highest benefit of the doubt, maybe since they don't have anybody else to play it with, because they're the only ones here who play it, maybe they came up with their own alternate rules version of the game just so they have something to play with. Maybe.
I
You
mean,
know.
yeah, they could, but that's also a lot of homebrew.
True, yeah. I mean, I've played tabletop games. I don't think I've ever come across one where it's only two-player.
Basically, Zach Garris never actually played one of these.
Okay, to be fair, like Shuri said, it's not impossible, but it would probably be tough to make that,
We're supposed to kill
fun.
that
Okay, so the basic gist of it is, as staff keeps, running the game, we have to make some decisions, like where to go, what to do. There you go, right now. So we can.
Where do you wish
Yeah,
to
where do we wish to go? Okay, so to the training ground, to the warlord's tent, to the prison camp, or just leave the game. Yeah, let's go to the prison camp.
Free
Yeah.
some peeps.
It's
I'll give them
it's time to
credit
free
where-
some peeps.
Okay, story logistics as to how we got to this point aside. Now, this part's actually kind of enjoyable, just literally getting to play a tabletop with these guys.
Well, you get game in a game.
And in terror, runs into one of the few empty
Yeah,
cages and
we're not
locks
doing the
himself
thingy
in.
because that's been done to
Poor
death.
little guy.
So, Shiroi, how would you rank
Dragons
Steph's
are like
game
little dragon
mastering?
people.
Wait, could you repeat that, Jovan?
I bet he has.
So, how
all
would
the
you
keys.
rank Steph's
Oh,
game
okay.
master skills so
Hey,
far?
shitface. Get out
I
of here.
mean, I'm not a
Dragonkin
good
hops up and down, shaking
DM,
his
so
little paws at you. He
Oh,
shouts
have
at
you
Well-
had experience as a DM?
Whatever he says,
yes.
probably
Mhm.
isn't fly.
Cool.
Well-
what stories
It's
did you
something.
come?
It's something every player should try at least once.
All right. Basically, everybody. Okay, so now we can choose to intimidate that guy who's guarding the prisoners, and by that we mean another backtalk challenge.
Can I do that? I want the little
Chloe's
bastard
whole
shit.
thing is vicious mockery.
Yeah, that's literally her thing. To me, I mean, I guess they got her character right, but still, it doesn't change the fact that it's just like kind of like this is a bad message to send to your young, impressionable audience.
Really?
Now he can understand every.
To be
word
fair, I would assume that by this point, teenagers realize
So
that,
this is
hey,
the
let's not forget,
where you try to use
Chloe's
my
path
manifestors.
in this game will technically lead to her, well, what happens to her in the first Life is Strange game. And mind you, even if she does survive, she still has to die at least a few times for you to get to that point, so...
You
Yeah, don't
dragons
be
are
like
pussy.
Chloe.
You know what I love?
Yeah, yeah. Instead of say, you see, I have to pick that I'm going to make shoes out of that thing. The whole the dragons are pussies comeback, that would have been a far more convincing insult. Seriously, why is it that I always have to pick the tamer insults? Like, come on.
He doesn't seem to like that idea.
Neither do I.
The dragonkin pleads with you. Please don't harm me, tall one. But I cannot give you.
I will give
keys.
Steph credit, she's very adaptive as a game master, given Chloe's
Could make you shorter, could make you taller.
creative solutions.
Could make you short. Okay.
I say, but you can always get shorter. Give me the key, or I'll chop off your legs and beat you to death with
Alright, that's at the very least better.
Dragon.
Yeah, basically, audience, for the record, before we even did this game, I showed Shiroi off commentary a scene from True Colors where both Stephanie here and the protagonist of True Colors have a kiss. So there you go, Shiroi. This is Steph's origins that we're watching right now.
I'm going to carve the skin from your bones.
Huh.
Then I'm going to turn your
Basically, when Deck 9 made True Colors, they decided to bring her back as a nice little callback because the fan base actually really does like this character. So.
That way, the next
Which
time
implies
someone
that
uses
either
a
she
PvP
wasn't
outfit,
around for
I
the
can pull your
Arcadia
body
Bay
out and show them
destruction,
what happens.
or she is one of the very, very, very few people that survived it.
Well, there actually is a True Colors does explain.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the True Colors does actually explain that, Jova. We'll talk about when we get to that.
A small pool of urine collects under the elderly dragonkin as hands tremble.
did not need
it
to know
hands
that.
you the keys. Then it dies of fear.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, Shiroi,
Why don't you start
what
unlocking
sort
the
of campaign
prisoners?
did you make as DM?
As you free them,
It was a pre-written
prisoners run
module.
away from you
Ah.
in fear. What's next?
Okay, so training ground or Warlord's tent? Let's train before we go to the Warlord's tent.
Loot sounds good. Let's go to the training ground.
Sweet.
Upon arriving at the training ground, you are spotted by a heavy-set orc who immediately shouts and points. There are a dozen raiders on the training field, all of whom raise their weapons and charge.
Okay. So what do we do?
I cast Urgel's Acid Blast.
Overkill?
Bam!
You conjure up a wave of acid that washes over
They're
the
dead,
charging
aren't they?
orc. Every raider suddenly starts screaming.
Ah,
and
so
rising
you'd be
in
that
pain.
kind of tabletop
There's a
player,
sweet and
Dwibs.
sour kind of smell
Use the
that
most
flesh
powerful
melts
thing.
off
Everyone's
your
like,
bones
what? And I'm like, well,
warm
they're dead, aren't they?
wax.
There's usually a
shit.
cost to that, though,
See
which
why I
can
haven't
come back to
Yeah,
bite you
you-
later.
Oh my god, Dwibs would absolutely be a murder hobo.
You would just
Yes, he would.
Yeah, hang on, wait, why is my right arm missing? Oh.
Fatal Cleave.
Okay. Let's end this.
In using my acid, I didn't aim it properly,
You swing your
and now
great
I'm
axe down
without
with
my right
both
arm.
hands. The
You know, that is not the
orc
weirdest
splits
end that
open like a
murder
hot
hobos have
bun.
met.
Fuck yeah! I'm awesome at this game.
It's going well.
What about the loot?
Well,
There is
as
no
the
loot.
training ground is now a roiling pit of acid, it's unlikely.
There you go, Dwibs. Very good.
Yeah,
Don't worry, Alamon guy. We all make mistakes.
You know, I wish that these characters could have been... Well, okay, obviously, because these characters can't be back for Life is Strange, you know, all that stuff here and there. But again, this is one of my issues with this game. We see Chloe actually progressively get better and better over the course of the game. Well, granted, you can still have her be typical Chloe, but for the most part, there is supposed to be some positive bouts of development for her.
Which, again...
There are some of the negative as well.
Two things. One, Jova, look forward to the DLC episode of True Colors Wavelengths, where you play as Stephanie, and you might have a surprise in you for that. Second...
So what you're saying is that Life is Strange True Colors actually finally bridges the gap between this game and, you know, Life is Strange and how Chloe becomes that proper?
No. Let's just say people who like this bit we're doing right now will definitely get some fan service on that episode. But anyway.
Yeah, this scene's actually cute.
But yeah.
I can kind of get the idea here, you know. The idea is to show, oh, look, Chloe was getting better, so how tragic it is that she becomes, you know, the Chloe that Troy would, and I quote, rather throw out a window.
Yeah, that's another thing. The problem of this being a prequel. Whatever possible attempt you can have at trying to make Chloe nice is all for naught, because we know what happened, how Chloe becomes by the time the first game rolls around. So that's the big problem with this prequel. This prequel made, in my opinion, all the wrong choices you can make. Again, there's a reason why Birth by Sleep focus on new characters. You know, there's a reason why the Star Wars prequels, for the most part, focused on Anakin's downfall, because the circumstances beyond that were vague in the original trilogy, so there was a lot of room there to...
Let me put it like this. This game is like, what would happen if you took out the introduction of Anakin, and if you took out his ultimate turn to Vader? That is ultimately what this game is, because we start the game with Chloe kind of already being a crap person, like, you know, and yes, I know we technically see dreams of her father's death, but we don't actually see the point where she truly, you know, turned into the more bratty version of her. And the thing is that by the time we end the game, we don't even see her properly go to how she is in Life is Strange. We're left to fill in the blanks still.
Alright, I want to comment on what we just saw on screen. I love how I love the Chloe's reaction. It's like, yeah, this game's awesome. I lost both my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on that too.
Let me put it like this, Bibs. A lot can happen in a tabletop game, and I do mean like.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, save for rules that the game master makes, sky is more often than not the limit.
Let me put it this way.
Congratulations, you have now all the money in the world.
Let me put it this way.
Unfortunately, you've killed everybody in the world to get the money, so there's no one to brag. There's no one to brag about it.
Let me put it this way: if you're going to have a prequel with the same protagonists of the first game, then you better have like what is about these characters that hasn't been told, or at the very least been kept vague about the first, and that can be expanded upon. Monsters University did this well by showcasing how Mike and Sully become friends, and how Mike and the reason why Mike is Sully's coach to begin with. You know, like and as a result, him being his coach in the first movie now has a full backstory behind it, and it explains why Mike is so, you know, adamant about not risking their job at Monsters Inc. because of one little girl, because they fought really hard to get to where they were, you know?
Which kind of just begs the question, if Mike's supposed to be all serious, why is he so nonchalant about his flipping paperwork in Monsters Inc.? Oops.
Well, yeah, I never said the movie's perfect.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because, Jova, paperwork is boring.
Well, that's the thing, though, Sheree. We see in Monsters University that Mike is about pretty much every corner of the job, even the paperwork. Granted, Monsters University is a very good prequel, but it's not perfect. Case in point, it really does not explain how Randall goes from rivalry with Mike and Sully to outright flipping murderous in Monsters
Thanks
Inc.
for the game,
Mm-hmm.
nerds.
But yeah, anyway, like she says, thanks for the game. Again, I feel like the missed opportunity is, well, I'm not sure lack of payoff is the best term. We technically do get some payoff with our relationship with them. Again, obviously they can't really be involved.
I don't see how. Alright, let me explain this real quick, because this is actually a subplot that I actually did forget to explore throughout my playthrough. I swear to you guys, I completely forgot this subplot was a thing. Basically, it's this girl here, she has a crush on Nathan. Yes, that Nathan. And with Chloe's help, you can play Cupid and kind of get these two together. Now, again, yet another case of this prequel really making weird choices. Why would I bother giving Nathan a girlfriend if I know he's gonna break up with her sooner or later, because we know that he doesn't have her in the first game. Again,
she dies of cancer
or
something.
It's this thing where
also, like, this Chloe right here isn't much younger than the Chloe we know, so it's like, we know what Nathan is like. Why the hell would we want anybody to date
but that's the thing, Shiro. This is before Nathan becomes the asshole he is in the first game, as you're going to see in a moment.
Pretty much.
Actually.
Remember, Sherry, this is actually 4 years prior to the first Life is Strange, so a lot can happen in 4 years, admittedly.
Let me just finish real quick. See, there he is, Shiro. This was back when Nathan was still a studious nerd, as demonstrated by his clothing. See? And he was instead of being the bully, he was the victim of bullying at the time.
Get ready for another surprise, Shiroi. Chloe and Nathan actually weren't on each other's bad sides back in the day.
Well, remember, we already know that it was Nathan, the shit that Nathan was going, his mental problems that caused Nathan to be the way. It wasn't so much Chloe herself.
This reminds me of that bullying theme from Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah. See, my problem with this is that why should I... Now we have the option to help Nathan out. Again, this is the problem. Why should I bother helping Nathan out and help him get a girlfriend if whatever satisfaction I might get from doing that is going to be completely nullified by the first game? Like, that's the big problem with this game. A lot of the storylines in this game feel unsatisfying if you know what happens in the first game, because... all of this shit is going to get invalidated anyway, so why should I care?
My guess is the idea that, again, it's to show how tragic it is that these people unfortunately ended up in the ways they did.
I don't know. It's just like...
Okay, no, Pedro. I'm not saying that it's well executed. I'm just going for why they would do this or that.
It's okay to do this, but she's going to use her strongest weapon, verbal abuse.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's against the bully, so...
Yeah, this is one of the cases where I'm actually okay with her kind of, doing it.
As in, go away.
Honestly, again,
God.
if Chloe had more moments like this in the original game, she might have been more likable, too.
Yeah. That being said, Zach, please, for the love of God, give her a comeback that is actually cool. Yeah, the most cliche thing you can say. Like, come on.
Get it? She made fun of his penis.
What's crazy is that you haven't been held back yet. How is that possible?
You want a piece of this?
A piece of your bromance?
You mean your budding bromance with Nathan? You're clearly into him. Just pull his hair already.
Did you just laugh?
I did. Chloe just owned you.
She did?
She did?
Well, the game apparently decides we won that one.
This is embarrassing for everyone involved.
See, you see what I mean? This is why I insist that Zack should have gone full vulgar with the comebacks. As a result, lines like those fall flat.
Honestly, I'm kind of fine with the insults he made, because, again, the idea is more so, it's Chloe, trying to sound tough and cool, but maybe she's not the best at this stuff here and there.
I don't know.
Eric Andre?
Is it?
I swear, he looks like Eric Andre.
Oh, right, Eric. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, basically, this was the security guard of the academy before David. take a while, and guess what? We are going to see how he gets fired. Let's just say it's bizarre, and it's not going to put Chloe in a good light. Anyway, I know you're doing your best. Love you, Chloe.
Now, okay, to be fair, Chloe standing up for Nathan, that is quite possibly the most noble thing we've ever seen Chloe do. And it was for Nathan Prescott. Now again, in a good story, this would actually be a good bout of dramatic irony. The characters aren't aware of it, but we're aware of the irony of their relationship. I feel like the major issue is the overall lack of payoff in all this stuff, which, yeah, I know me and Pedro have kind of pretty much already revealed, but trust us, you need to see it for yourself to believe.
Yeah. Take a wild guess what's going to be the big payoff from helping Nathan out. Nothing. Literally, like, Chloe and Nathan never interact for the rest of this game after this. Like, seriously, there's no payoff to any of this crap. It's like the game just forgot.
Oh, good. You're here.
Okay.
Thank you, mysterious girl. Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I do beseech you. Chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What?
And look at that. They reused Dana's character model for this new character. Well, actually, no. I'm thinking of a different case now. This is actually Dana. To be fair, she's part of the drama club. Never mind. I was thinking of something else. Actually, I was thinking of another character.
Yeah, I was about to.
Never mind.
I was about to say, like,
ignore me.
Way too much.
Yeah.
Hath I listened to you?
I'm pretty sure this other kid is actually a new character, though.
Sorry, Mr. Keaton.
No, don't apologize.
Oh yeah, this teacher. Wait till you see how let's just say irresponsible this teacher is.
Sure, you ever know the typical cliche of having the drama professor be a drama queen himself?
Dwebs, you wanna answer since, burped?
And yes, it turns out that this is Rachel, who changed her hairdo massively after that concert.
Sorry, what was that?
That's okay. Don't worry, it wasn't important.
Never mind.
See a goodlier man. I mean, does she really mean that?
But no, seriously though, the long-haired girl is Rachel, who looks drastically different from how she did at the concert.
Well, to be fair, she was in a rock concert, so obviously she changed her hair to, accommodate, for the occasion,
The question is,
her hair is drastically different though, to the point where that would have taken probably a lot more time, assuming that this is happening the day right after.
I guess she's just that perfect, Jova.
What do you think, Shiroi?
Miranda's an idiot because falling in love is stupid. What is she?
Yeah, only stupid 12-year-olds fall in love. Like,
Actually, she's about 15, so your point, whoever you are, about being an idiot or being naive, is well taken.
Thanks, Mr. Keaton.
Okay, Dwebs. So we okay, Dwebs. Now, I don't print to you, Dwebs. Kylie Brown, aka Rachel, in my opinion, the worst voice actress in the game. She remember, Dwebs, as established by the first game and even this one, Rachel's supposed to be an incredibly charismatic, perfect girl who's good at everything. That's why everybody loved her in the first game, right? And as well as here. So obviously, this requires a capable voice actress who's capable of selling us on that charm and charisma, right?
But we can't hire many voice actors.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, this would be a great opportunity to get someone like Kira Buckland or something to take care of this, but unfortunately, on strike. Now that I think about it, I can see... God, what's her name? Yeah, I can see Erica Harlacher doing a good Rachel, but again, strike.
Admittedly, it would be probably good if we got to listen to her proper.
Oh, no. Oh, don't worry, we're about to, so...
Should have introduced this part as Life is Strike. We can list anybody that we know, and we can just say the word strike and the conversation's over.
Alright, here we go.
Rachel, is this your belt?
No.
Yes. Thank you.
Bring it to her or throw the belt over? If we throw the belt over, it will land on her head, so let's just bring it over.
And And then she throws it anyway.
Ooh, my. Is it a belt in your hand, or you're just happy to see me?
I really liked your costume.
Thanks. So, did you bring flowers for my dressing room?
I'll owe you.
I guess I owe you.
I'll hold you to that.
I'll hold you to that.
Okay. Okay, in parts like this, her voice actress
you
is
can change it
fine
now.
when she's, not having to get too over emotional.
Yeah, I can imagine the more dramatic moments might be the bit where she falls flat, but we'll have to see.
Chloe Price
Rachel Amber.
In the flesh.
was amazing.
I'd never seen Firewalk live. Pretty fierce show.
We'll have to do it again. To tell the truth, I went to bed last night wishing it never had to end. But then I
So
thought,
here's a bit of a
what?
weird thing about Rachel's
does that
actress.
happen?
She feels like half of the time she's going for a Valley Girl accent, other times she's going for something of a majestic accent.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
her acting, like I
a
said, is
rhetorical
not
question?
great.
How would you like to join me on a
Like
little
I said,
field trip?
these bits, her acting is fine. It's when she has to get over emotional that the cracks,
Ditch
well,
class.
they shatter and reveal
mean it?
what's underneath.
Is that weird?
No, it's
I mean, okay,
Kylie Brown.
Yeah, Kylie Brown.
Let's get
okay,
the
what,
hell
I'll
out of here.
admit, even now the cracks are starting to show, but
Yeah.
they really become apparent later.
As for her voice acting roles, at least according to Behind the Voice Actors, this and voicing a character named Red in WWE 2K20.
Okay. So basically, that's it. Okay. Basically, Shiro, here's what happened. Basically, we met Rachel because she pulled us into the drama club without our authorization. Thanks, Rachel. And she asked us to come into our dressing room to help her dress. Oh, and Kylie Brown, aka Rachel's actress, she's not that great. Because I didn't get that one line, but there's one particular line you can get from her in this bit where she goes, and I say, "Respect, let's get the hell out of here." I'm not kidding. You should have left this line exactly like that. Let's get the hell out of here. Hey, Dwibs. Dwibs. Hey, Jova. Let's end this part right here. See you, everybody.